Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Major Minor. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on Steam for free. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, let's see if I can remember everything. On Earth, they were talking about quantum physics, kind of on how or why like people are ending up dead and other stuff, both dead and alive. We had a talk with Keela, I think that's his name, the squirrel, and Riley about what's going on and what's the possibilities, theories about stuff as well. That we were also dead or alive, extreme beach volleyball. Then I chose to side with Riley because I don't trust the king. I kind of trust the assassins. I just feel like they're being duped and maybe also blinded a bit with money. They don't seem particularly rich. And we also wanted to like save the Fox guy and I guess the other guy. I mean, the Fox guy might have information. We don't know if the assassins got mail from him yet. And we also talked with the rabbit guys who were like, oh, Riley has a thing against the king because the king made a mistake on the Exodus project, whatever that is. Oh yeah, to try and connect this planet to the other planets, because I guess this one, it's a one-way street. You can come to this planet, you just can never leave. Which does make me feel like the king wants to sacrifice me and maybe a bunch of other immigrants so that he can, maybe since this game is connected to, Winds of Change, get a key or some kind of thing so that he can rule the galaxy. Who knows? Anyways, we came back to the assassins. Well, aren't you making lots of friends? Looks like you've got quite the following. I'm not sure how to take that. Don't be so rude, Conrad. They're free to make friends as they want. I changed the subject and ask if I missed anything. Not much. Just our entire plan crumbling. Why don't you give him the bad news, Andy? No, something came up just now. It appears we've reached a bit of a hiccup. Although it's not as bad as Conrad says. I've handed in your papers just fine, but it was something else that alarmed me. Our mailbox appears to be empty. Just like Riley said it would be. I was hoping to find mail from Kalen, but it seems he hasn't found the time. This is a big red flag, and I'm worried. A boy of his skill? This should be no problem for him. Everyone said he was the best mercenary. Something bad has happened to him. That's what Andy Millen is trying to say. It's hard to say his name. Maybe I could put it into like Google and it would be like Andy Millen. Not entirely, Conrad. Just a very small possibility. We shouldn't assume the worst case scenario. And that's where we disagree. The fact remains, we have no mail. Kalen is physically incapable of writing. I guess it was wishful thinking. He's not good enough for a prison break. His hands are probably tied up pretty bad. If anyone could handle it, it'd be Kalen. And yet, here we are. It's quite scary. His resume was flawless and impeccable. Or maybe that wasn't the word. Maybe someone tipped them off? It wouldn't be hard to increase security. It's possible, yes. But I still don't think Kalen is in danger. He's too far skilled to fail at this mission. There's no real evidence of danger. Roadblocks happen all the time, Conrad. He's probably just rolling with the punches. Isn't the lack of mail evidence enough? Not entirely. Just a change of plans. If we stay the night, I'm sure we'll see. There may have just been a slight delay. We shouldn't jump to terrible conclusions. It's not wise to let anxiety think for you. We should both trust in Kalen's ability. I guess you're right. Our mailbox is empty for a reason, yes. It's not because Kalen is in danger. Besides, attacking Plier is a bad idea. Breaking Kalen out would blow our cover. We can't let player know our true colors. He forgets that we are undercover. We will fail our mission if we do that. That's true. So you really think Kalen is fine? I bet the entirety of our next pay on it. I'm sure we'll hear from him soon. I don't think he's failed a mission yet. They continue to debate while I listen. Some of their points are valid, but probably untrue. Of course, I can't say that in front of them. I have to remain ambiguous as possible for now. As the mailbox being empty? It's a huge sign. This solidifies the fact that Riley was correct. I take a huge sigh of relief. I made the right choice. It seems they don't know Kalen was spying on them. Or the king either, for that matter. That's how he got involved in all this to begin with. I doubt he'd disrupt the player rally otherwise. Well, what do you think, Dark? If you were in our shoes, I mean. Would you stand back and wait? Or would you try to rescue Kalen? It's an extremely complicated situation. Even more so, given the nature of my allegiance to Riley. I feel that I'm double agent, or something like that. I'm not sure what to say, without exposing myself. I tried to discern the easiest course of action. Conrad was asking me for my opinion on what I should do. But I was drawing something less than a blank. I really can't talk about what Riley told me, nor can I tell them that I plan to go with him. I have to answer this in a way that fits my personality. Perhaps I could use a questionnaire to my advantage. This would seem less suspicious to them. It would fit the answer they were expecting internally. I said I preferred a defensive stance, I believe. Like wait and see? This means I would most likely hold off and wait, rather than attacking the Lord Player head on. It's not that I'd agree with it, not what I agree with personally, but it's probably what they were expecting me to say. So that's what I tell them when I speak up. Pretty much what I expect to hear. Siding with Ed Million, of course. Now you've gone and broken my heart. Conrad, stop it. It's not like we're taking this to a vote. We'll never reach a conclusion tonight. We're just gonna have to sleep on it. I'll check our mailbox in the morning. I guess you're right. But where are we going to sleep? We can't rent a room. We're flat broke. I took care of that earlier. PB added some rooms to our tab. But we'll have to be making more than enough. It'll be pocket change after the savior. As soon as we get them to Velasquez, I mean. Fair enough. Edmilion pulls out a key from his pocket. He holds it in front, out towards me and smiles. Here, take this. Your room is number 23. I grab the key and put it in my pocket. My room is number 24. Conrad is 22. It's weird that we all get separate rooms, you know? Even though we're supposed to be broken on tab? I mean, I don't even get that when I, go on a boat. Was 4 people to a room once. That's not particularly great. We'll both be in the same distance away. Please call out if anything happens, or if you have any concerns at all. But for now, I would suggest you relax. I'll stay up a little while longer myself. I'm sure Conrad will do the same. Resume the plan tomorrow. I'll check the mail as soon as I get up. Then we'll know if it was just delayed. I'm afraid our luck is never that good. However, relaxing actually sounds great. Anywhere I can get a massage here? I take this as a golden opportunity. Here I have the ability to retreat to my room for the night. I'm sure Riley will come get me when I'm needed. Of course, I start to feel a little bad. Edmilion and Conrad care about my well-being. Enough to get me my own room at least. Feels a little bit like I'm using them. I keep this conflict exclusively in my head. I mean, I guess, like, I was like, well, I'd like to go rescue them, but also, I guess, you know, if I was in their shoes, I would be like, well, they were in there for, like, what, a day or two? Maybe, you know, running in and there might, you know, blow their cover, so it would, you know, wait and see, and then, you know, like, maybe keep an eye on things. See what happens. I don't show any signs of doubt as I leave the table. They wave to me as I walk away, and I return it. Conrad gives me a toothy grin as I walk away. I notice a bunch of doors on the second floor. They must all be rooms for rent. I look for room 23, where I'll be staying. When I eventually find it, there's a drawing on it. It's a stick figure with a rabbit figure, holding hands. Both of the figures are smiling. It's really cute. I look a little closer, and it's signed by Fidget. I guess he views us as friends. I'm grateful. Given that it's my room, I must be the stick figure. You know, not showing what species I am. Unlock the door and take a deep breath as I enter. Finally, I have some time to relax. I feel like this is a major victory. But all it really is the calm before the storm. I should probably look at which chapters are which one. Later that night, in the privacy of the wine cellar. I thought he was going to contact me first. Oh, okay. I have to say, I'm really glad you helped. Destroying the mail was a great idea. Now they'll attack Lord Plier for sure. Or at least, they'll make Rightly do the same. Players' days are numbered either way. Thank you very much for your help. I wonder if you're going to see the figure or not. Let me guess, it would be the rabbit. But about this savior in your midst. What was kept a secret even from me. Could be great contingency plan. I didn't think you'd sell them out, though. How do you think they'd feel about that? Yeah, I was right. I don't need you to lecture me, Rightly. O'Reilly? I'm old enough to make my own choices. You don't get a reaction out of me here. So, like, he's trying to take down the guy, the lion, that isn't the assassin. He's trying to cause trouble. Very well. You'll get your money soon. I'll have it delivered in a day or two. Perhaps you can buy Fidget a present. Money? We didn't do this for money, Riley. You said you had information about Mother. I did. I did? You must be mistaken, PB. Get things written down in the future. Ugh. In shoes you won't get cheated. You bastard. Now, I didn't say you wouldn't get it. So you want information on your mom, huh? Then I have another task for you to do for me. Not yet. I'm not finished with this. Why do you want Lord Player on a hit list? I thought he was your boss, your friend. Of course he's not my friend. You're right about being my boss, though. But I hate that man. He's a stepping stone. He's snagging up all the votes for me. When he's gone, I'll take his campaign. And then the king's throne will be mine. And if he's killed by Rightly, or even if the assassins get him, more reason to have them all executed. What's the next task? In order to learn about my mother, I'll tell you soon enough, PB. As I mentioned, I have a contingency plan, so if you excuse me, I'll be in touch. I don't like this at all. He lied to us, PB. Yeah, he did. He probably doesn't know anything about Mom. I bet he was just using us for his benefit. Yeah, he was. Don't worry, Fidget. He'll get what's coming to him. Hopefully he didn't destroy the mail. Because he could still use that, you know? Really? You think so? Yeah. Evil men always do. Jesus Christ, this game has just everybody and everybody's shit. Like, good God. It's like, okay, so the king is maybe bad and wants to take over the universe. Or something like that. I don't know. He has something to do with the godlike guy that wants to help us and maybe, or use us, and maybe wants us to help with other thing. True ending flags. Okay. What was the last one? Okay, so it was picking that thing. So I wonder if that must be that we pick the right choice for the true ending. And then the lying guy wants to become mayor so he can become king, but Riley wants to betray him so that he can become mayor and king. And these rabbits siding with the king in a way, maybe, but want to find their mother. And the assassins want money, though probably something else. And Ridley or Riley doesn't trust the king and maybe hates him, or at least doesn't trust him. And is again the fox or the fanboy guy to collect information on the king, but the king found out, maybe, so send them to get killed by Riley, or the lion guy, and blah da 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 da. Just everybody's in everybody's shit. Meanwhile, in the comfort of your tavern room. It took a few hours before the tavern came to a lull. I'm assuming that the last call or something like that. I heard many doors open and close as things got quiet, including the rooms of Edmilian and Conrad. Are they going to sleep? Or are they going to listen in case something happens? I'm suddenly a little paranoid that I'm being watched. Oh well. It's not like I was doing anything illicit. I made myself comfortable in the luxurious bed. I mean, it's a nice room. I'm not sure if I dozed off or fell asleep, but before I knew it, I'm jerked into coherence. There's loud knocking at my door. I took a crooked steps towards it, utterly groggy. I rubbed my eyes in an effort to make my vision clearer. The knocking starts to get more vigorous in nature. Oh, it was next door. Ooh. I can hear someone panting on the other side. It sounds like someone's panicking. This kicks me into high gear, and I rush to the door. But when I open it, I'm not sure who it is. Oh, thank goodness he opened the door. Another moment longer, and he pants heavily as he closes the door behind him and locks it as well. That's a little concerning. Sorry, I promise you no harm. I can explain. Please listen. Presses his back against the door. I'm assuming so nobody can open it with him in place. Actually, now that I think about it, could he be a not bad guy, but he know the truth of the king that we may or may not know? I don't know. Assuming he can open it. Assuming nobody can open it with him in place. No one's had a piece of torn fabric. It's stained with blood. Wait. My master went insane. He attacked me and tried to kill me. I ran to the nearest place I could find. I opened my mouth and called for Edmilian Conrad. He gasps and steps forward, urging me to keep quiet. He says he doesn't want anyone to know where he is. He steps towards the middle of the room and places his hand on his head in confusion. Why? Why would he do this to me? Claire was always a kind master. Claire? That's the one that Edmilian and Conrad wanted to oust? He attacked his servant? Why would he do that? Surely I realized the urgency of the situation. If anything, this man's testimony would be invaluable. I asked him his name, and gave him mine in return. Of course, my name is Riley. Thank you for a shelter, Dark. I nod, and start to feel uncomfortable near the door. I move away and place him between the door and myself. Stand against the wall, my back pressed against it. I won't be here long, I promise. I just need to gather my bearings. It was a shocking thing, you know? It's all just throwing me into for a loop. I never expected these things to happen. It was so sudden, and I'm just so scared. I noticed his demeanor suddenly changed, almost like his panic vanished in an instant. He seemed to calm down rather quickly. He places the bloody fabric on the floor. Why in the world would he do that? I just had to ask him what he's doing. Sorry. It's just making me relive this. I gotta get this out of my hands for good, or else I'll keep dwelling on what happened. He stands up and looks me in the eye. And it needs to look like you struggled. You'll have to forgive me for this. In that moment, in an instant, he's upon me. He pins me against the wall, squeezing my throat. I start to panic and try to kick him off, but I can't. He uses his own feet to keep mine in place. I think I would yell rather loudly. Shh. Try to pry his hands off my throat, but he's strong. I start to lose strength, my vision fading. I slide down the wall as my body becomes weak. He growls fiercely as I start to lose consciousness. Last thing I notice is the look on his face. He displays pure regret, like he didn't want this. In the last few moments, I hope that someone rescues me. But it doesn't happen, and my vision fades for good. Sleep well, Savior. Well, at least we have some sort of omnipotence, or omnipresence, where we can look around at what people are doing. Like this guy, with the god guy, I guess. Well then, Rayo, things are becoming more complicated. Many men aspire to usurp my throne, and this time they're getting close. Closer than I ever expected. It's almost like a game to them. A game of, like, chairs, but like king's chairs or something. What do they call it? Game of seats? But it's trivial in the face of our goal. It's fun to watch, though. It seems that Riley rightly suspects you, but his theories are incredibly wrong. Indeed. Our fault for being secret. People think that I have something to hide, or that I bear some sort of ill intent. Perhaps I should have been more open about this. It would have been more noble, at least. Noble, yeah, but not fun. It's like, why is it that you're trying to prevent him from summoning me? The only reason I can think is that you either don't trust him and you're wanting to see what he's up to, or B, you want to put up a face for me to make me think that you are not sided with him. I like the idea of keeping a secret. Rilo, my goal here is not to have fun. I seek a very important change. But my end of the bargain still stands. And still stands? Yes. Earth is yours to play with. I have no need for it anymore. No old Dark is present on Terra. Well, about that. I'll be sending Dark back to Earth. At least for the time being. Why? They have to keep up appearances. I can't just rob them from their home. We have to juggle here, Velasquez. They have 2 lives to live now. But don't worry, I'll bring them back. I just have a plan of my own to enact. Does that mean that we're gonna be leaving my body, like bodies back and forth, or like it just increase in pile of bodies like Mario Maker things, or like is it gonna be like my dead body is gonna be incarnated again, or is it gonna be like one of those things where like there wasn't actually a body there, I actually got transported kind of thing? Yeah, I know. Plan of your own? Indeed. Life in Tokyo is going to change. Things were just too boring before. I decided to shake things up a bit. I see. What is this Tokyo, anyways? You'll find out what I mean soon enough. Things will get harder for Dark. Fantastic. But it will help them realize their role. Being the savior isn't all fun and games. Was it fun right now? A great danger will soon befall Tokyo, and it will claim the lives of many more. Fantastic. So now I feel like he might not be a bad guy. I don't know. It still is the thing where he's talking to a shadowy figure, which we haven't seen that scene yet, and it's like, oh, I'd have to actually look. I guess I could look on my phone. Let's see, can I just look it up? Do. I mean, we could do this at the end. Though, I guess you might want to call it here. Because I don't know when the next save file is, you know? And, oops, not the right thing. And the next scene could be a long time, or it could be not a long time. Who knows? Let's see, what is the thing? It's called Major Minor? Because the thing that was not really spoiled to me, well, but kind of was, but not, I'm not sure the context is where it is. It's that Janko guy talking to, damn it, keeps on moving, a large shadowed figure, or that shadow figure talking to him, and that shadowy figure that looks like it has cogs, says, just as I thought, old habits die hard, I suppose. I'm surprised you maintained this facade. I'm surprised that, I mean, that seems like a heck of a, spoiler, but I'm wondering if it's one of those things where it's up to interpretation in a way. Because it made him look bad, and he didn't seem bad, but in that scene didn't seem so bad. Oh well, we're just gonna have to find out as we play. So anyways, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, guys. I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks. Otherwise, if you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos I've grown. Please remember to stay near and most help control the pet population. I'm gonna have to deal with these 2 mugs of coffee here. And until next time, let's make me GamerWolfSix of Major Minor. See ya.